Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. This is Maths Made Easy with Pearl, and please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe, and also don't forget to like, share and comment your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you. So today we have a topic on the board that we'll be looking at, which is addition and subtraction of fractions. Now, we have quite a number of examples here which we'll be taking one after the other. Now, what are fractions? A fraction is a part of a whole, and it's something that can be expressed in the form of A over B. Can be expressed as a ratio of two numbers, that's 1 over 2, 3 over 4, 2 over 5. All these are fractions that can be written as a ratio of two integers, 1 over 2, 3 over 4, 5 over 2 over 5, 5 over 7, and so on. So all these are fractions. Now we're looking at addition and subtraction of fractions. Now let's go into these examples one after the other. Now we have the first question here. Now we have to simplify the following. We have 2 over 9 plus 4 over 9. 2 over 9 plus 4 over 9. Now, if you look at this example here, if you take a look at this fraction, you can see that these two fractions, they have something in common. And what is that? They have the same denominator. Now, we have a fraction, this is 2 over 9, which is a fraction. Now, the number up is called the numerator, while the number down is called the denominator. And so, looking at these two fractions here, you can see that they both have the same denominator. 9 and 9, they both have the same denominator. Now, what do we do in this case for in a situation whereby the denominators of two fractions are the same, and you are either to add or subtract? Now, what we're expected to do here, when we have now fractions in this form whereby they have the same denominators, we call them like fractions. They are called like fractions. They have the same denominator. So when you are adding or subtracting like fractions, it's very, very easy. What you just do, you pick one of the denominators. Since they have a common denominator, pick one of it, and then we add the numerators together, which is 2 plus 4. It gives us 2 plus 4, that is 6 over 9. Now, this I could say is our final answer, but you can see we have 6 over 9. Something is common, like something can go here and something can go here. This fraction can be reduced to its lowest term, and what can be used to reduce this fraction is 3 here, we have 2 over 3 here, we have 3. So this is our final answer. Now, why can we say that, okay, this is our final answer? Now, for fractions, we have different types of fractions. We have the proper fraction, improper fraction, and then we have mixed number or mixed fraction. So the proper fraction is a fraction whereby the denominator is bigger than the numerator. The denominator is bigger than the numerator. Example, like this is an example of a proper fraction: 2 over 5, 5 over 7. All these are proper fractions where the denominator is bigger than the numerator. So whenever your answer is in this form, it is proper to leave the answer like that. It's very, very appropriate to leave the answer like that in a proper fraction. That's for proper fraction. Now for improper fraction is a fraction whereby the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Example, we have 5/2. You can see that the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So looking at this, you see that the numerator is smaller than the denominator is smaller than the numerator. So this is an improper fraction. So it is improper for you to leave your answer in this form. So whenever your answer is in such form, like 7/2 or 12/5 thereabouts, it is very, very improper to leave your answer in such form. So rather, what do? That brings us to our mixed number. Now our mixed number or mixed fraction is the combination of, it consists of a whole number and then a proper fraction. Let's see. So this is a whole number, and then a proper fraction. So the combination of these two gives a mixed fraction or a mixed number. So a mixed number consists of a whole number and a proper fraction, not an improper fraction. So that means whenever our answer is we're having our answer to be in this form, let's say 7/2. 7/2 is an improper fraction. It is not proper to leave your answer like that. So what do? We convert it to a mixed fraction. So whereby simply use the denominator to divide the numerator. 2 going to 7, that should give you 3/1/2. So you see, this gives us a mixed fraction that consists of a whole number and then a proper fraction. 1/2 is a proper fraction. So knowing this, you should now know the proper way of leaving your answer. So looking at this question 1, you can see that it is very, very proper for us to leave this as our final answer because it is a proper fraction. So now let's proceed to the next question. We have 7/12 minus 5/12. Now you can also see that these two fractions are like fractions because they have the same denominator. So we do the same, whereby we pick one of the denominators and then we do what? We subtract the numerator. So that's either 7 minus 5, that's 2/12. Now the same thing here. This fraction can be reduced to its lowest term. And please, many students, or pupils and students, they always have challenges in this area, whereby after solving, you just leave the answer like this. It's not right. You check, can this fraction be reduced to a lowest term? If it can't, then you can conclude that that's my answer. But if it can be reduced, it is best and it is proper to reduce it to its lowest term. So this can be reduced to its lowest term. 2 here gives us 1/2 here, that is 6. So this is our final answer. And of course, you can tell why this is our final answer because it is a proper fraction. Okay, so now let's look at question 3. We have 5/6 plus 3/8. Now looking at this question, you see that it's quite different from others, right? You see that the denominators are different. They do not have the same denominator, so they are not like fractions. So you can't solve this the way you solve for like fractions. So in a situation whereby you're adding or you're subtracting fractions with different denominators, we do what we call, we find the LCM. So you find the LCM of the denominators to make them have a common denominator, and that is looking for the smallest number that 6 and 8 can divide. And what's the smallest number that 6 and 8 can divide without a remainder? That number is 24. So we have that the LCM of 6 and 8 equals 24. It's 24. So 24 is the smallest number that 6 and 8 can divide at the same time without a remainder. So having that, so we now have that 24 is our common denominator. Now take this step by step, just follow me. Now you come to the first fraction. We have 6 go into 24, we have 4. So that is 4 times the numerator, which is 5, plus, come to the next one, 8 go into 24, that gives us 3 times the numerator, which is 2, equals, now 4 times 5, that's 20, plus 3 times 3, 9, all over 24. 20 plus 9, that is 29 over 24. Okay, now you can see that we've arrived at something 29 over 24. Can we say this is our final answer? No. Why? Because this is an improper fraction. You can see that the numerator is bigger than the denominator, and so it is not proper for us to give our answer like this. So what do? We convert it to a mixed fraction, so which gives us, now how many times can 24 go into 29? That is once, remainder 5 all over 24. So this is our final answer. Okay, now let's look at the next question. Okay, so question 4 says 6 whole number 5 over 12 minus 3 whole number 3 over 4. Now you can also see that this is quite different from the previous example, so there's no need to freak out. Now let's take this step by step. For this particular kind of question, you can solve this in 2 ways. Now we have the method 1. Now you see that these fractions, they are mixed fractions. So method 1, you will subtract the whole numbers, that is 6 minus 3, and then the next thing to do, remember, they do not have the same denominator. So what do? We find the LCM of the denominator so that they can have a common denominator. So finding the LCM, that is the smallest number that 12 and 4 can divide without a remainder. What's the smallest number that 12 and 4 can divide without a remainder? That number is 12. So I have that LCM of 12 and 4 is 12, because 12 can divide itself without a remainder, and also 4 can divide 12 without a remainder. So 12 is the smallest number that 12 itself can divide without a remainder, and also 4. So our common denominator now is 12. So we come to our first fraction like we did in the previous example. We have 12 go into 12, that is 1, times the numerator 5, minus the next one, 4 go into 12, that is 3, times the numerator, which is 3. So this gives us 6 minus 3, that is 3. 1 times 5, that's 5, minus 9 times 3 times 3 gives us 9 all over 12. And this is equal to 3 whole number, 5 minus 9. Now you're removing a smaller number from a bigger number. When you're removing a small number from a bigger number, the difference is usually negative. So that gives us minus 4. Because we're subtracting a smaller number from a bigger number, so the difference will be negative 4 over 12. Now you see that this is looking kind of somehow. You have 3 whole number minus 4 over 12. Now this can be our answer. Now what do we do in this case? Now since this is negative, this fraction is negative, we are going to borrow 1 from the whole number, from the whole part. So we'll borrow 1 from 3, here we'll be left with 2, and then that 1 comes here, so this becomes 2 whole number. Now that 1, it becomes 1 minus 4 over 12. So this is the whole part. This is what is left, and then this is the one that we borrowed from 3. So this gives us 2 whole number. Now this one can be written as 12 over 12. I can express it as 12 over 12 minus 4 over 12. The reason is because so that it can have the same denominator, and then 12 divided by 12 is also gives us 1. So this becomes 2 whole number. Now since they have the same denominator, that means they are like fractions, so it is very easy. Pick one of the denominator and then subtract the numerator. So this gives us 2 whole number. 12 minus 4, that is 0. 8 over 12. Now you can also see that this, we can conclude that these are final answer, because you can see that the fractional part can be reduced to its lowest term, so which is 2 whole number. So what can go here? 4 here gives us 2 over 4 here gives us 3. So this is our final answer. Now this is for method 1. For those who prefer this method, fine. Then let's look at the second method. Now let's look at method 2. Now we have 6 whole number 5 over 12 minus 3 whole number 3 over 4. Now it's very easy. For method 2, we simply convert this mixed fraction to an improper fraction. So converting this to an improper fraction, the denominator times the whole part, then plus the numerator. So that is 6 times 12, which is 72. Then 72 plus 5, that gives us 77 over 12. Minus, same thing, 4 times 3, 12. 12 plus 3, that is 15 over 4. Now you see that it's looking like what we did previously in example 3. Now the next thing to do is to make them have common denominator. Find the LCM, and what's the common the LCM? That's the smallest number that 12 and 4 can divide without a remainder, which is 24, which we did in our method 1. So LCM of 12 and 4 is 12. So we now have a common denominator, which is 12. So we do like we did in the previous example, in example 3. So we come to the first fraction, that's 12 going to 12, that is 1. We have 1 times the numerator 77 minus 4 going into 12, that's 3 times 15. So this gives us 1 times 77, that is 77 minus 3 times 15, that is 45 over 12. So this gives us 77 minus 45, that is 32 over 12. Now, this can be our final answer. 1, it can be reduced to its lowest term, and 2, it is an improper fraction. I hope you can see that. So we have to first reduce it to its lowest term and then convert it to a mixed fraction. So what can we use to reduce this? 2 here, we have 16 over 2 here, that gives us 6. 2 here, that's 8. 2 here, that's 3. So now, being reduced to its lowest term, we can now convert it to a mixed fraction. So 3 going to 8, that is 2 times remainder 2 over 3. And if you check very well, you see that it's giving us the same answer we got using method 1. So whichever method that is easier for you, you are good to go. Okay, so guys, I hope you found this helpful and useful, and if you do so, please don't forget to comment your thoughts in the comment section. See you again next time. Bye.
Friends show up, we laugh all night. New semester, got the future in sight.